tell them not to do something, they would do it anyways. For instance, there was this one experiment that they carried out where kids were, two equally attractive toys were placed side by side, and kids were supposed to choose from them. One of them was behind a plexiglass that's 2 feet tall, and kids almost invariably went for the toy that's not reachable. They tried to break the glass, climb over it and stuff. But same toy, but the fact that it was more difficult to get made it more attractive for the kids. The Romeo-Juliet effect was also mentioned, and it basically says the only reason why Romeo liked Juliet was because their families would be pissed off if they got together. So otherwise, nothing special about Juliet or Romeo for that matter. That's the principle, the psychology behind it. In action, it's used in a lot of different methods and different tactics. Use the scarcity principle by marketers all the time. The limited number tactic, you've heard it plenty of times. This is a limited edition stuff. You won't get it after these 5 sell out, so you have to get it right now. So you might not want it, but then the fact that it's going to run out makes you want it even more. It's used in boiler room operations, which is a form of fraud. When people basically call you up and say, this opportunity is not going to last long, you have to invest right now. And people fall for it all the time. I'm not saying anyone of you will fall for it, but people are dumb and they fall for it. Censorship is used a lot as a marketing tool by some people. Politicians would censor some of their own comments, so that people would go and see what they actually have to say. Censorship is used as a marketing tool a lot. It's just a brilliant tactic. Strategies employed by premium European brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Louis Vuitton, etc. The fact that they sell substandard products doesn't make them any less attractive because it's premium. You don't sell as many. You don't make it so accessible to them. So that's why they sell more products. The different forms of scarcity used in these tactics are, one is time-based scarcity. When it's a limited time offer, you don't have enough time on your hands, you have to act quickly, which makes you irrational at times. Stock scarcity, the Maybachs are a good example. Maybachs are a brand of cars that they sell very few of. In India, I think there's one Maybach, belongs to a friend of mine. But there's one Maybach in India. And restriction on information is another big thing. For instance, this one website called Charlie's Burger. It's a really rundown operation. They have like a small room where they operate a restaurant out of, but nobody can get into it. You have to be invited, and you have to actually find your way to it using their website. I'll just show you their website to make it more clear what I mean. That's all the website is. You just click on it, and then you give your email, and if you're lucky, you're going to get an email back giving directions of where this place is. And people have been there, and they all say it's a crappy place, but the fact that it's really hard to get into is what makes it so amazing. I mean, it's brilliant. You gotta admit it's really good tactics to use.
How do they make money then?
Oh, because they send like maybe 500 invites, and almost everybody shows up. Because they're the elite few to ever get into it. Well, luxury is something that is similar. It uses the scarcity tactic a lot, and the concept of luxury. Luxury is a culture, which means you have to understand it to be able to practice it with flair and spontaneity. That's from the book, for direct quotation. And money is society's language, and luxury is its grammar. So having money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a luxurious consumer. You have to have the taste for luxury to actually be part of it. There's a small video that I might show if time permits later on. It's a really interesting video. And there are a few anti-laws of marketing that are mentioned in this book that I read, and I think they're brilliant. It tells you everything that you should not do as a marketer is what you should do in a luxury segment. So the first law is forget about positioning. Luxury is not comparative. So it doesn't matter what the other competitors are doing, because if it's a luxury, you have to be unique and you have to be different from everybody else. Only then would you classify as a luxury brand. Does your product have enough flaws? That's very important. Perfection is overrated. Perfection is for upper premium brands who want to give the best product possible. But luxury people, I mean, they don't care about perfection. It has to be handmade. It has to be made, customized. So, for instance, Seiko is probably better than most luxury brands out there. Seiko makes the best quartz watches. It's perfect. You never lose any accuracy. But Rolex and other brands, you tend to lose about 2 minutes every year. But they're still the best. They're not the best quality, they're not the best in precision, but they're the best brand. because of the luxury aspect of it. Make it difficult for clients to buy it. Don't make it too easy, because if you make it too easy, then clients won't really look at it as luxury. They have to go through hurdles of social, cultural, economic hurdles to even enjoy a luxurious brand like that. So that's one of the major things you have to take into consideration when you're a luxury brand. Protect clients from non-clients. That's very important. You cannot sell a Lamborghini to somebody who's not really your class of client, because then that dilutes the brand, and the people who actually own it will start getting pretty angry. They're like, okay, now everybody's got a Lamborghini now. What am I doing with this? So that's one thing you should not be doing. Don't respond to rising demands. Demands will rise because you're a luxury brand, but don't panic and don't start getting greedy. So don't respond to those. That's another thing that's very important. And there are more than these laws. These are the ones that I found most interesting among every other ones. A few questions. Is the use of scarcity as a marketing tactic ethical? Do you guys think it's ethical?
Yeah, as long as it's not needed reasons.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, they use scarcity as a false tactic, as a false method as well, where, things are not really scarce, but they want to make it seem like they're scarce. So, I don't know, it's kind of iffy for me. I wasn't sure.
It's kind of risky, don't you think?
Using scarcity?
Yeah.
I think it's very safe. People, for instance, if you go to an electronics store and you see, that there's only one fridge that's, left, and every other fridge is gone, you pretty much want that fridge because, it's the only one. If you lose that, you won't ever get it again. So it's a very good tactic. If used properly, I think it's a very nice tactic to use. What do you think differentiates luxury brands from upper premium brands?
The price.
The price, definitely.
The quality.
Quality, actually, upper premium brands are better than luxury.
Implied quality.
Yeah. I think it's just an attitude. They don't treat customers like they're gods. They treat them like they're mere mortals. And the luxury brand is God, basically. So that's, I think, the main difference. Upper premium is probably, yeah.
I'm never going to buy a luxury brand.
Oh, don't say
because
that.
I'm not. But I would think, like, if you had that amount of money that you could afford a luxury brand, wouldn't you be concerned about the quality? Because otherwise, how would you have gotten that amount of money?
See, that's a good question. And if you see, for instance, I'd like to give an example of that. I think one artist sold a toilet urinal for some $1 million, but the quality wasn't the best. It was just an ordinary urinal picked from, Romania. But the fact that it was made by that artist made it worth millions of dollars. And people bought that, and that is true luxury, because the product itself loses the meaning once luxury comes in the picture. The quality of the product is immaterial. It's what the brand, projects itself to be. So I guess it's a different focus. Luxury brands don't focus on the best possible quality. They focus on keeping it exclusive and unique. So it doesn't have to be the best quality. It has to be unique, is what the readings.
Do you differentiate luxury from collectibles?
Well, luxury, not all collectible items are luxury, but some of them are. So yes,
Yeah,
you could have a stamp that's where
you can buy Ford, which was used by Steve Jobs.
Yes.
When he was 18,
Yes.
and you can sell it more expensive for more money than Ferrari and
Exactly.
would be.
So that would be a luxury. What wouldn't be a luxury is having coins that are probably a dime a dozen. You probably have like 1,000 of those coins out in circulation that are one certain type. That probably would not qualify as luxury, or it could. I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Right. That's what is the definition.
Yeah. So it's iffy. It's an iffy.
Good question then. Can you give an example of a luxury versus the upper premium brands, as
Yeah.
you're saying?
Well, actually, Rolex and Seiko, like I use an example,
So Seiko is considered a premium brand.
upper premium.
Upper-
Seiko has the best, precision. They're very precise. They use quartz, and they're very, very precise. None of the luxury brands
What
use
about
quartz.
in the world of handbags? For instance, you use Louis Vuitton. Is that a luxury brand or is that a premium brand?
I actually don't know. I would call it a premium brand.
What about Chanel?
That would probably go. I don't know the pricing of these things. I don't know how much they are
I'm just curious.
worth. But,
Can I watch the video you brought?
yeah, sure. I'll let you.
Okay, how do you categorize what is a premium brand and what is luxury, apart from price?
Exactly.
How do you determine? Based on the question you just asked, right? Because something which is going to be luxury in your eyes is going to be premium to me. So I mean, how do we determine?
Exactly.
I mean, do we have any some kind of benchmark?
Yeah, I mean, that's how the kind of marketing strategy they use will probably differentiate them a little bit. For instance, luxury brands will not use sales pitches in their marketing. If you saw the Rolex ad that Michaela had, the Rolex ad just said, "What are you made of?" And that's it. It had no sales pitch, nothing to do with our product is the best and most accurate, most precise. But that's the kind of attitude that a luxury brand has. That we are who we are, and you buy us because of who we are, not because we're the best, but because we are Ferrari or Rolex. So it's a thin line, but I just feel the attitude of the company would define whether they're luxury or premium, more than the pricing. On the video,